The First World War, often called the Great War, was a global conflict that engulfed Europe from 1914 to 1918. It involved many of the world's great powers, divided into two main alliances. The Allies included France, the United Kingdom, Russia, and later the United States. The Central Powers consisted primarily of Germany, Austria-Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, and Bulgaria. This devastating war resulted in millions of casualties and widespread destruction. In the end, the Allies emerged victorious, leaving a profoundly altered world in its wake. The war's end brought about the collapse of empires and the redrawing of national borders. The Austro-Hungarian, German, Ottoman, and Russian empires crumbled, giving rise to new nation-states across Europe. This period also witnessed the rise of new ideologies including communism in Russia, which would have lasting global implications. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, officially ended the war. However, this treaty, particularly its harsh terms imposed on Germany, would sow the seeds of resentment and instability in the years to come. The stage was set for a period of economic turmoil and political upheaval, the consequences of which would be felt for decades. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919 at the Palace of Versailles, officially ended World War I. This treaty, however, imposed very harsh terms on Germany, considered by many as a dictated peace, rather than a negotiated one. Germany, under Article 231, known as the War Guilt Clause, was forced to accept full responsibility for the war. This clause blamed Germany for all the loss and damage suffered by the Allied governments during the conflict. The treaty also imposed significant territorial losses on Germany. Alsace-Lorraine, a region rich in resources, was returned to France. Germany also lost other territories, including parts of Prussia and all its overseas colonies. These territorial losses were a blow to Germany's pride and economy. Furthermore, the treaty imposed severe military restrictions on Germany. The German army was limited to a small force, and the nation was prohibited from possessing certain types of weapons, including tanks and military aircraft. These restrictions were intended to prevent Germany from posing a military threat in the future. One of the most contentious aspects of the Treaty of Versailles was the issue of reparations. Germany was required to pay substantial financial reparations to the Allied nations for the damages caused during the war. The total amount of reparations demanded from Germany was set at 132 billion gold marks. This astronomical sum, roughly equivalent to 442 billion US dollars in today's money, was intended to cover civilian damages and pensions for Allied veterans. The reparations imposed a crushing burden on the already weakened German economy. The German government, struggling to meet these demands, resorted to printing more money, which ultimately led to hyperinflation. This economic instability had a devastating impact on the German people, wiping out savings and leading to widespread poverty. Section 4. Hyperinflation, the crumbling German economy. The German economy, burdened by war debts and reparations, entered a period of hyperinflation in the early 1920s. The German government, in an attempt to meet its financial obligations, printed vast amounts of paper money. This excessive printing led to a dramatic decrease in the value of the German mark. As more money entered circulation, prices soared, and the currency rapidly lost its purchasing power. The effects of hyperinflation were devastating. The cost of everyday goods skyrocketed and people needed wheelbarrows full of money to buy basic necessities. Savings became worthless, and the middle class, once the backbone of German society, was completely wiped out. People lost their life savings, pensions became meaningless, and economic despair gripped the nation. Section 5. The Rise of Extremism, a Consequence of Despair. The economic and social turmoil in Germany, fueled by hyperinflation and the Treaty of Versailles, created an environment ripe for extremism. Political instability was rampant, and traditional political parties struggled to provide solutions to the nation's problems. This period of uncertainty and despair provided fertile ground for extremist ideologies to take root and flourish. The Nazi Party, led by Adolf Hitler, exploited this volatile situation. Hitler, a charismatic and ruthless leader, offered simple solutions to complex problems, appealing to national pride and promising to restore Germany to its former glory. The Nazis capitalized on the widespread anger and resentment towards the Treaty of Versailles, blaming the Jews and other minority groups for Germany's economic woes.